Sukhasana. Really draw your feet down as you adjust the flesh. You can use blocks, one outside of the right leg, one underneath the left hand if you'd like, or watch. You'll lift the side body, come forward, right fingertips outside of the right leg, left arm swings across towards the right hand side of your mat. Walk the arm out, move your right fingertips down, move your outer right hip towards your outer left hip. Okay, so lift the spine. Be aware of what's going on at the left sitting bone as you really walk that left arm out in front of you and direct the left arm and left fingertips toward the corner, top hand corner of your yoga mat. Use your right fingertips here, guys, to press your outer right hip in towards your outer left hip, and then roll that outer upper leg bone down, press down into your blanket. Now move your navel up and away from your pubic bone. Good. And then exhale, release slowly. So again, in this, we don't want to do this as we're folding forward, but rather we want to keep our weight very even here, twist the spine, move forward, but keep the upper leg bones pressing evenly against your mat as you walk your right arm out to the left-hand side of your mat. It goes out towards the top hand corner. When you push with your left fingertips, guys, move your outer left hip over, move your back right rib cage down away from your spine. So your back right rib cage rotates away from your spine. Your armpit, your right armpit opens up. Really use your left fingertips to move your weight over and down. Good, 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 good. Great. And then exhale. Release, come back to the center. Perfect. Did we already uncross and recross? I don't think so. We did? No, we didn't. Okay, so one more time. Bring the opposite leg in closest to you. This time, walk the arms out in front. Really draw your upper leg bones down and use the heel of your hands to really push your weight back. Once you get your outer hips stretched back, as if your outer legs and your outer hips are reaching back towards an invisible wall. You want to draw your outer legs back. At the very same time, move your navel up and away from your pubic bone. Spread your breastbone, your back rib cage, and your front rib cage. Bring your chin towards the groove of your neck. Next exhalation, look out towards the hands, bend the elbows and walk the arms back, come seated. And then let's just stretch our legs out in front of us. Once more, rotate the flesh. And you want to actually draw the hamstring muscle back towards your bottom. And then even out your feet. If you need a strap for Pashi, grab your strap. Otherwise, extend the arms out, bring the heels down, bring the knees down, shin bones, femur bones down, and reach out and grab the heels of your feet or bring your strap to your feet. Inhale, lift up, try to pull your torso away from your leg bones, and then exhale, fold. Here, guys, draw your outer legs in. Draw your outer legs in. Hug the muscle to the bone. Bring the outer legs, the outer hips in. Extend your inner growing, the inner thighs out at the same time that you're bringing your outer hips in. And then inhale and stretch up. Great. And exhale, release. Remember, you want to keep moving the spine or opening the spine. So in other words, you don't want the front of the belly to become hollow. Okay? So let's go Paschimottanasana one more time. Even if you're using a strap, watch. You'll want to, maybe you start here using the strap, but you really pull on the strap and begin to walk your hands down closer to your feet. You'll inhale, stretch up, and then exhale, widen out to spread the belly, spread the back rib cage, and fold. That's if you need a strap. So if you don't need a strap, Lisa, go ahead and grab the heels again. Inhale up, leg bones down, heel bones down. And then exhale, widen out the elbows and fold. If you're holding a strap, begin to walk your hands down the strap closer to the feet. Put some weight in your hands and draw the strap into your feet evenly. Dorsiflex your feet, drawing all 10 of your toes back, and then use that to bring your spine into your dorsal body. Good. Take the top of your head and stretch it towards your 10 toes. Great. And then inhale, stretch up. Perfect. And exhale to release. Very good. Oops. I thought I saw you. And then rotate the buttock flesh one more time. And let's go ahead and come to the edge of our blankets for Machendrasana. I'm going to separate the feet just slightly. Bend the left knee. I want to grab the top of the left foot and bring it back right underneath the right hamstring. Left kneecap straight out in front. Lean over well. Bring the right foot over outside of the left leg. Stay leaned over. Grab the outer right knee with the left hand. As you exhale, draw your right sitting bone back down. Pull your outer right hip back and look to your right. But guys, hug the muscle to the bone. So the top of your left foot is grounded and you can press that foot. And then when you bring the right foot over, go ahead and let your right sit bone come all the way away from your mat. Really do that by drawing the knee in and letting the sitting bone come up. Now exhale, bring the sit bone down, draw the outer knee back, twist to the right. Make sure that you've got a lot of weight on your inner right foot. Twist to the right. Good. Twist to the right. Perfect. Draw the outer knee in once more. Put a lot of weight in your inner foot. Lift your spine. Twist a teeny bit deeper. Exhale, gaze to the center and release. That's so good, guys. Perfect. Perfect. And then switch sides. So separate, bend the right knee, and you can think about that right foot coming underneath the left hamstring, and then work that outer right leg in. Outer right leg comes in. Lean over, lean very well to the right, bring the left foot over, and as you notice, guys, at first, go ahead and really exaggerate this. Pull the outer left knee in and let the sitting bone come up. And then as you exhale, press both of your feet down, bring your sit bone down, draw your outer left hip back, look to the left. Look to the left. So use the hip, bring the sit bone down, draw it down into your mat or to your blanket. You draw your outer hip back here, but the flesh on the outer left knee goes back and across the back of the waist. Great. And then exhale, gaze to the center. Perfect. And release. Go ahead and stretch your legs out. One more seated fold and then we'll stand up or we'll do something. So separate. This is called Marichyasana, but watch me before you go. First way we're going to do it is I'm going to bend the right knee. I'm holding behind the right knee and I'll bring the right foot up and I'll place the foot. So place the foot so the heel is directly under the sitting bone. Just watch for a moment. You extend the left leg out, move the buttock flesh. I'm going to lean forward, bring the right side rib inside of the inner right knee, inner right thigh. So not here, but here. I'm going to bring the right hand down, press the right shin bone back. See if I can grab the left foot and fold, but I want to keep this hand here, this arm, pressing the shin bone back. Pressing the right shin bone back. Right foot grounded, nose to the left knee. Or come here and that's it, okay? So bend the right knee and remember you place the foot and it's about a fist distance from your blankets or from your bottom. It's also a little bit, maybe a fist distance from your inner left thigh as well. So check both. Check that the foot is far enough to the right and that also it's far enough away from your bottom or your blankets. So let's see, Kelly, move your right foot over to the right a little bit. There you go. There you go. Guys, imagine if you were going to stand up here. Imagine if you were going to actually stand on this one foot. That's how much weight you want there. Go ahead and take your right arm up. Come inside of your inner right knee. Bend your right elbow. Bring the palm of your hand down onto your mat. Now take your back of your right arm and draw your right shin bone all the way back. Go all the way back. And you're really close to your armpit. Right armpit is against the shin bone. If you can, grab your left foot and fold. That's only if you've got that first part of this. drawing the shin bone back, drawing the shin bone back and pressing into the foot. Great. And then inhale, look up, and exhale, release. Perfect. And we'll switch. So we'll do the same thing on the left side. Make sure to place the foot, and then you'll take the left arm up. This gives length in the side ribs. Come inside and go ahead and bring that knee to the armpit. If you need to, take your right hand, grab the outer left knee, pull it in towards your midline, bend your left elbow, and place the palm of your left hand on your mat. Now here, you draw the arm bone into the shin bone, top of your shoulder down. Maybe you can grab your right foot and fold, but get the first part of the pose, which is moving the shin bone back. Great, 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 great. Great. If you can reach for the long leg, the right foot, do so. Good. Put some weight in that left foot. Roll the inner left foot down. And then inhale up and exhale, release. Perfect. One more. Last time. Watch. More of a full expression. Maybe you use your strap. So I'm going to bend the right knee once more. Press through. Now watch. The knee's going forward and so is the shin bone. Watch where I want the knee and the shin bone to go. Watch. Back. A lot of weight in the outer hips. I'm going to reach in, hug the inner knee to the outer armpit. Bind. Want to bring the arms back. Not here, guys. Watch. Just keep watching first. Spread, draw back and down. Lift your chest. Come forward. So lift your chest. You don't want to round your spine here. So if you can't go that far, you may be able to use a strap, and you would take the strap in hand. I think this will work. Let's see. I just kind of looped it half or folded it in half. You'd go up in here and then bring that behind. Yeah, that works. You'd still need to walk your hands really close to one another and then fold. Also, still not here, but back and down. Okay, so the full expression of Marichyasana A. So bend the right knee and bring the right foot up. Now look at your right knee, and if it's going forward, go ahead and put some weight in that right heel and bring your right shin bone, even if you have to use your right hand, back. Yeah, good. Now press strongly into your foot. Take your right arm up. Exhale, lean in. Left fingertips can come to the mat. Stretch your right arm out. Stretch it far out as if someone's pulling on your wrist. And then exhale, bend the elbow. Right thumb goes down and behind you. Roll your top of your right shoulder back and down. If you can, grab your left fingertips or hold your left wrist with your right hand. Bring your nose to your knee, guys, but don't round your spine, so your chest should not be hollow. See if you can bring your spine in, and you've got to use the weight in that foot. That's it. Top of your shoulders back, away from your ears. That's great. Yes. And then inhale up. Great. And exhale, release. That's it. So listen, you create some space. You know, we may be able to get here, but I've lost a lot of space. So I want to, once I grab, or even before I grab, I want to get that space here. So pull the shoulders back, move the torso in, and you're lengthened here. So if you start here, you shorten the space, right? So stay very long in your side ribs here as you've come forward. Okay, so stay very long in your spine and your side ribs. Your belly and your chest should not be hollow or compressed, right? If your chest is kind of hollow, that tells me the lungs are not fully open, right? The lungs are not fully open and you're not able to take the full necessary breath. So when you're twisting and folding, make sure that the chest stays open. Okay, opposite side, I think. I talked too long, so I forgot. But press down into the left foot, almost as if you're going to stand up on it. And then take the arm up, reach out, make your arm very long as if someone's pulling against your wrist. Bend your elbow. You want to draw that shin bone back. And then see if you can bind your hands behind your back or your fingertips. Now, the more weight that you've got in that inner left foot, the better. The closer your inner left knee is to your side body, the better. So pull the knee in, press through the foot, fold, nose to the knee if possible. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then inhale up, exhale, release. Okay, that's enough of that. So go ahead and move your blankets to the side, and we'll take Adho Mukha Virasana, which will be nice and fun and stuff. So when you come on top of your heels, go ahead and lift up and tuck your outer heels in so that you're not hyperextending, letting the legs rotate out. But tuck in from your outer heels, outer hips, outer knees, and then really walk the arms and the side ribs out. I mean, you can feel this kind of stretching and lengthening in the spine if you can find your anchor against your foundation. If you can get your anchor. Yeah, you want to anchor your bottom down to your foundation, to your heels. And you want to use your shin bones and your thigh bones to create this heavier or deeper anchor so that you're able to make more space in your spine, your chest, your side ribs. Your abdominals should spread. Stretch the backs of your arms as much as you possibly can. If you can fully straighten out your elbows. And then press down with your hands into your mat, lift your inner wrist, lift your elbows up, and hollow your armpits. Take your upper arm bones and rotate them out. And then with an exhalation, bend your elbows and just let them rest against your mat. And then guys, go ahead and come up. Now, let's see, we'll do that again. And I was going to go to the wall, but I know some of us don't have access to a wall. So this time I'm going to do the same pose, but when I come forward, I'm going to take a slight twist and bring the rib cage, front rib cage, right over the top of that right leg bone, right fingertips out to the right, elbows bent, press your weight over. So I'm trying to exaggerate that so you guys can see that there's this movement here of that outer hip coming over and grounding. And then the forehead, chin can come towards the right knee. Stretch the left arm out. Stretch the left arm out. So start seated on your heels. Check that your outer heels are tucked in and that your knees are only about hip distance apart. Twist your spine, your torso to the right. Shift your weight forward and bring your front rib cage right over your right thigh bone. And then right fingertips against your yoga mat. Press your weight towards your left. So the stretch here, guys, should be along the back side of the back left side. The back left side should be what's stretching. Bring your dorsal body in and move your outer right hip over. Bring your shin bones down. Bring your feet down. And this includes, the back of your left arm, along the shoulder blade and all the way down the back rib cage. It can even move down to the left side of the waist. And then exhale, come up and switch. So again, remember today I've kind of talked a little bit about anchor, but anchoring into your foundation. So if you've come here, you've lost the anchor to extend the spine. So that action has to remain grounded and even here. Do you see? So you can't come here and lengthen the spine. So press down, draw back, move your weight opposite. So your outer left hip now presses in towards your outer right hip. So go ahead and take a spinal twist and bring your front ribs over your left leg bone. Now use your fingertips on your hand, your left hand, really use those fingers. That's it, that's it, that's it. So remember, when you bring your chin down, it's actually right over that kneecap. It's actually moving over the left kneecap. So really stretch the arm. that right arm and the entire right side of the body. Make sure to keep the back of the neck open, so don't look out in front of you, but keep the back of your neck open. Now, check your anchor. Check your anchor against your foundation, right? So your shin bones are really working. Your upper leg bones, they must go down. They make this clamp action with your shin bones. And then bring yourselves back to the center. And this time you can let the elbows bend and rest in front of you, or you can bend the elbows, palms of your hands up, kind of fingers behind you, and just let the upper arm bones roll down towards the mat. And while you're here and resting, especially if you've got your arms at your side body here in Adho Mukha Virasana, you may notice the shoulder blades really spread away from your spine. And then go ahead and you can look out towards your hands, and I'm going to come up into dog pose. So I'm going to start with 2 bent knees. So come to your hands and your knees, and then the backs of your upper arms here do this. They rotate back towards you, and the inner eyes of your elbows go out in front. Spread your fingers, take your knees up, and you want to really keep yourself low as you try to get that length again in your spine. And then you'll press your toes, lifting your heels to lift your bottom, and then exhale, descend your heels. So that was a couple of steps for coming into this, right? A few steps coming into this. Come hands and knees. Turn the inner eyes of your elbows towards the top of your mat. And if you need to, you can use the opposite hand to assist that. And actually do this. You see? Now, once you get here, take the knees up, but keep them bent deep, really deep, deep, deep bend in the knees. And press your thigh bones back. That's it, Amy. Press your thigh bones back. Press them back. Now come high on your tippy toes and lift your bottom and press your thighs back. Rotate your inner knees back. Good. Press, press, press with the hands. And then exhale, straighten the knees by bringing your calves down. Your calf muscles stretch. Stretch the backs of your legs. If you guys remember being in studio and standing in the back of the chair to stretch the lower legs, do that. Great, 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 great. And then exhale, come down. And again, you can rest however you'd like. So if you want to go back here, that's fine. Or if you want to come here, that's okay too. Or neither, yeah. You can just sit. Whatever's most comfortable. And then you guys go ahead and bring yourselves up. And I think I'm going to do dog pose again, but standing with the block at the upper legs, just to keep the work in the legs. You guys don't go with me or don't go before me, but watch. So I'm going to grab one of my blocks, and I'm going to bring this block at my upper legs, and I took it kind of wide, right? Because I want to walk those feet in and really engage the upper inner legs. And then I'll come forward, I'll come about parallel. And I'll press the block back using my hands. And then as I'm coming forward, this is what I don't want you guys to do. But what I want you guys to do is to begin to walk the arms out and get that length here. The length goes here. Walking the arms out. But each time you move the arms further, watch where the leg bones go. Back. Okay? And then we'll come down and stop dog pose. Okay, so bring your block. And Amy, I don't know if you have a block or not, but if you don't, whenever we don't have a prop, what we do is it's just invisible. So we make an imaginary prop. So if you don't have a block, Bring your imaginary block at your upper legs and really, it's not good. It's not the best, but it can work. They say the imagination. Once you get your block here, come forward, but squeeze that block, bring your torso parallel. Take your hands or fingertips to your block, squeeze your block, press your block back. You'll feel your upper inner thighs rotate back. Stay even in your feet. Drop your fingertips to the mat, arms out in front. Please stay even. Don't let your hips go. Don't let your hips go. Lisa, keep drawing those hips back. Keep drawing those outer hips back. Lift, engage your legs. Hug the muscle to the bone, Joan, that's nice. Press the femur bones back. Remember what your shin bones do. They do the same thing that they did in Marichiyasana. They go up towards your kneecaps and back. Your shin bones go up, your shin bones go back. Your kneecaps stretch up, your femur bones go back. Lift your quadriceps. Come into dog pose. Slowly, guys, don't let your hips bleed. You walk the arms out, lengthen your side rib cage, stretch your spine. Your anchor is your feet. Your anchor is your heels. So draw your heels down. Perfect. Perfect. See if you can come down to flat palms. Press your weight back. Imagine moving the block back towards the back edge of your yoga mat. Beautiful, guys. Great. And then come down. Perfect, though. And then you can just kind of move your block. Yeah, move your block to the side. Perfect. Perfect. So again, if you have blocks, great. We are going to stand up. If you don't, this can be done without. First, I'm going to come into this right leg lunge, right foot and right leg in front, and I'm actually going to take a lunge. Now, to me, this is so challenging, but watch. I'm going to press that left thigh bone up. I'm going to drag this right knee and this right shin back so that my weight is going back into this upper left leg. So I'll start here in the lunge, and just to see if we've really got a hold of the lunge, I'll see if I can lift the torso up, stretch the arms up, press through that back leg, and then I'll come here. I'll rock into the left inner thigh, bringing the left knee down last. Left knee comes down last. Once I get that knee down, I'll really press through that foot. Walk the right foot forward, bend the right knee, and I'll go the same thing. And then we'll come back down and switch sides, okay? So, and if you don't have blocks, fingertips works, or soup cans or anything. So come to your lunge with your right leg in front. And check for me, this back leg, this back quadricep here, and this back inner thigh feels really tight. So in order to get a lot of opening there, I have to use that left heel, and I have to use the left heel, pressing it back and lift the thigh bone to the ceiling. That's on your left leg. Take your right shin bone up and back, and your outer right hip is lined up with your outer left hip. That's the catch. So your hips are even. Lift your left thigh bone to the ceiling. Engage your left ankle bone, the front of your left ankle, engage. Squeeze your feet towards your midline. Bring your hands away from your block. Take your arms up. You've got to really hug the legs. So palms out, arms go up. Palms can face behind you. Good. Stretch your arms, guys. Stretch your arms. And exhale, come down. Hands come to your block. Begin to bring your left knee down. Remember, your left knee comes down last. So once you come into this lunge, don't drop the left knee immediately, but use the inner left thigh down towards your mat. Use your inner left thigh. Once you get your left kneecap down, guys, I want you to take your left foot and press. Take your left shin and press. Walk your right foot forward. Walk your right leg forward, right foot forward. Bend your right knee a little bit deeper. Move your pubic bone up towards your belly button. And now arms go out. Up, palms up. Take your arms up, palms face behind you. Use your arms, use your arms. The more you use your arms, the better. Exhale, come down, switch. Perfect. 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 Let's see, Carmen Dreas. That is your organs of action. There's 5 organs of action, but your hands, your arms, your legs, and your feet are those organs of action. So what that means is that you have to really use, so this would be, and do you see, use those arms to help you open up your spine. Use the bones in your body, deepen the weight so that you've anchored yourself so that you're able to move further or open up deeper. Okay, so switch sides. Again, I start talking and forgot what happened. So left leg goes in front. And then you can, I like to kind of shift back and forth and really press through that back heel, guys. Pretend that you're kicking something over with that back heel, or you're moving a heavy object with your back heel. Lift your thigh bone, lift your back femur bone. And you also hug your legs towards your midline. You hug the legs. Now, once you get here, squeeze the feet towards each other and take your arms out, palms up. Remember, inhale, take your arms up, and you're going to use your arms. Engage your legs, use your arms, make your arms longer, and then stretch your torso back. Exhale, bring your hands down to your blocks. Now you're going to start to bring that back knee down, but you're leading from your inner right thigh down. Try to get the knee to go down last. And then remember, once you get that knee down, you've got to really press the foot, press the shin, walk your left leg forward. This is internal, internal, internal. So make sure you don't externally rotate there, but draw that inner knee, right inner knee back, or even up to the ceiling. Come to your fingertips, walk your left foot forward, bend your left knee more, stretch your arms out, palms up, take your arms up. So the palms go behind you, stretch up, now lean back. Great, 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 great. And then exhale, release. Perfect. Perfecto. Perfect. Let's move those blocks to the side and come to Adho Mukha. Move the blocks to the side and come to dog pose. Really see if you can get those heels down. Sometimes lifting the 10 toes helps. Shin bones, remember, they stretch up towards the kneecaps. Kneecaps stretch up towards the quadriceps. Quadriceps lift up. Good, 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 good. And then exhale, release. Guys, you can come down and rest. And you can rest sitting on your heels, or you can come all the way into child's pose. Okay, go ahead and come up and watch. We've never done this before, but I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to have one block, and I've just turned so you guys will see the front of me as opposed to the back. So I've got one block, and I'm going to bring that block out in front, and I'm going to place it to that outer right foot, and it's on the medium level, but whatever level you need it, that's where it can be. And then I'm going to take that leg up again like a lunge. I'm going to turn and press through that outer, not here, press through the outer foot, externally rotate the outer hip, push down onto my block, straighten my right knee. Yep, and when we come back down, we do that. And I'll walk you through the instructions in case you're like, okay, I lost you at right foot block. Okay, so bring yourself with your right foot in front and your left leg behind, and then situate your block, meaning have that block right outside of your right outer ankle bone. And I guess I didn't do this, but you can go ahead and press through that right hand. And then you can bring your left knee up, go ahead and turn onto your outer left foot, left toes at 45 angle. Press your block with your right hand and kind of push and lift your torso. Push even more, straighten your right knee. Now turn your chest center, take your left side rib back, bring your bottom in, bring your belly in, take your left arm up. Bring your bottom in, bring your belly in, take your left arm up. You can release your block, maybe take your right hand down, your right shin bone to your right ankle. You can also bring your right hand down outside of your right ankle, but straighten your knee, straighten your knee, straighten your right knee. That's it, Amy. Now everyone stretch the left arm up. Can you guys bring your side left rib down towards your mat? Down. That's great. That's perfect. Look down, go back down to that kneeling. That's great. That was the best tricon. Didn't y'all feel good about those triconasanas? Oh, so yeah. Okay, so go the other way. So you started in that. Diana. It is, isn't it? So that block is at your outer left foot. Now remember, you may need this much of a block, you see, but make your block as high, whatever height you need it, and then press with that left hand, and you kind of lift up, bring that right knee up, and go ahead and turn that outer right foot down. Turn your hips forward, open your chest, push with your left hand, and straighten your left knee. Now you've got to bring the left buttock in and back. That's great. Push harder with that left hand to engage the left leg. Bring your torso right over your hips. You can stretch your right arm up. Stretch your right arm up. Now everyone bring your right side rib cage down towards your left side rib cage. Wonderful. Your left hand can go down your shin to your ankle, or it can come right outside of your block. But see how much you can bring your buttocks in. Great, bring your bottom in. Now see, can you touch your left sitting bone to your inner right heel? And then exhale, release, perfecto. Perfect, perfect. Oh, that was fun. So I'm gonna try, and we've been doing balance poses a lot lately, but I'm just gonna see if we can do Trikonasana, Ardha Chandrasana. So I'm gonna stand middle of the mat, kind of to the back edge, and then I'm gonna step or jump the feet apart. Lift the left heel, take it to the left, then restand. Bend the right knee, take the right toes to the right. I'll take the arm up, lean back, bend the right knee, drag the left heel forward, lift the left leg. Here, you've got to press. You've got to press. Don't bring your weight over your ankle, your toes, or your knee, but press your weight back to your outer heel and your right heel bone. Okay, so Ardha Chandrasana, or half moon. So middle, center of your mat, feet together. And if you're using a block, you can use that block in your right hand. Step or jump your feet out, your legs wide. Good, good. Firm that. Lift your left heel up and take your left heel to the left. Keep your right toes forward for a moment and stand tall. Good. Externally rotate your left leg. Bend your right knee, turn your right toes to the right. Good. Good. That's great. Take your right arm up, straighten your right elbow, lean back. Exhale, lean your torso over, bend your right knee, drag your left big toe towards your right heel. Come Ardha Chandrasana. The more weight you have in that right hand, the better, the better. The more weight you have in the right hand, the better. Guys, if you can get that left leg up, take your left leg up and square your hips and turn your chest towards the center. So center your chest. Good. If at all possible, left arm goes up. And then exhale, bend the knee, come back down. Very nice, guys. Very nice. So there is that swinging action. I don't know, what would you call that? It reminds me of tipping the teapot. Y'all remember that? Here's the teapot, or whatever, that little nursery rhyme. So this, this is like you're leaning over, you see, and you're using a little bit of a push off from your back foot as well. You see, so once you come here and you're moving into the pose, you're bending that knee, and you're almost pushing off of your back toe, big toe. Okay, so switch sides. Separate your legs and your feet, widen them. And then when you lift your right heel up, go ahead and lean your torso forward, lift your heel, right heel out. Come standing. Bend your left knee, turn your left toes to your left. Straighten your left knee, lift your left quadricep up. Take your block up, lean back, bend the left knee, shift the weight over. Remember the teapot, shift over. Good. And take the back leg up. Good. Press your hand into your block. That's great. That's great. Focus on that hand, pushing the block through the mat. Straighten your back knee. Good. Hug your outer hips together. Squeeze your outer hips together. Perfect. Perfect. Bend the knee, come back down. Excelente. Very, very good, guys. And you guys can move you can put your blocks down. You may need them, but you can move them to the side. I'm going to do just a moment in a pose called Padangustasana. So I'm going to come forward. You can use a strap maybe around just the two big toes. But I'm going to come forward here. Legs are separated. I'm going to grab inside of my two big toes with first two fingers. I'm going to pull the toes forward, lengthen out the spine, and then exhale, fold. So when you fold, you want to bring your torso back towards your legs as if you're going to look at your bottom. Okay? So, and you can also, and I didn't say this, I think I did, but if you can't grab your toes, go ahead and stand on a strap like this and see if you could do that same thing here. Do you see? So if you can't grab your toes, use a strap under your arches. Okay, stand very strong in your feet, engage your legs, and exhale, fold. If you can grab your two big toes, go inside and grip the toes. Pull the big toes forward. If you're using a strap, stretch your big toes forward. And then exhale, fold. Pull your torso in so that you're resting your front ribs on your femur bones, on your thighs. Good. Now relax the sides of your neck. Relax the back of your neck and see if the very tops of your shoulders can relax some. Very tops of your shoulders relax just slightly. Perfect. Perfect. And then guys, we'll inhale and look out in front of us, and we'll exhale and bring the hands up to the hips. And then I'm going to inhale and come up. Nice. Very good. I'm going to take my two blocks, even though you may not need blocks, and I'm going to stay center of my mat, and I'm going to take my legs wide, feet wide, turn the toes in, straighten the knees, and I'll come here first. And here you've got to push in order to move your legs back. As I exhale, I'll bend the elbows, walk them back, tuck the chin, fold. Okay, but you start with your hands against your blocks, and maybe you need to bring your blocks higher than these or even lower. But go ahead and take your legs wide. Make sure your 10 toes face forward. Now straighten your legs, guys. Pretend, and we could do this against the wall, but pretend you have an invisible wall behind you. And you're going to touch the wall, that invisible wall behind you, with your leg bones, with your thigh bones. Press back. Use more weight in your hands, little more weight in your hands to straighten your elbows. That's it. Straighten your elbows. Straighten your elbows. Don't bend your elbows yet. Straighten your elbows. Now, slightly turn your big toes in towards each other or towards your midline. Now, press your inner thighs back. Take your inner feet. See if they can touch the outer edge of your mat. Your inner ankle bones go out. Move your hands back. Walk the hands back towards the heels of the feet. Tuck the elbows in towards each other. And then see if you can push down into your mat and then almost push your yoga mat forward with the weight of your hands. That's it. Kelly, walk your hands back closer to you if you can. There you go. Now press with those hands to move your legs back. Great, 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 great. You guys relax the chin. Now, pretend to roll the back of your head towards the mat. Pretend you're going to do a somersault, a forward somersault. Bring your chin towards the groove. Press the thighs back. Wonderful. Hands go back out in front of you. And you can take your hands back out in front here and straighten your elbows. And then bring one hand up to the hip at a time. Press through your feet as you come up. Great. Great, great, great. And then you can step or jump, the feet together. And I'm going to move my blocks. And some of you may need them for this next one. It's that lunge twist thing that we do sometimes. So, and I think we'll do both of them. So I'm going to take a lunge, right leg in front, press the left palm down, turn the right toes right, turn the outer left foot down. You can pull the right hip back, lift. Now, as I come down, watch my left leg. It wiggles back. The outer foot's grounded. And then I'll come seated right on that outer right hip bone. And I'll look to the right. Okay, so the right leg comes to the front first. And the left leg is what's behind you. Now, energetically pull your feet together here, guys. Make sure that your right shin bone is going up and back. And the weight is really moving into the back foot, the back heel. That front knee bends 90. It's a 90 angle. 90 angle. Now, press your left hand down. Turn your right toes to the right. And turn over onto your outer left foot. Now, watch, guys. So here's your lunge. Left hand stays down. Right hand can come to the hip. Turn the right toes right. Left outer foot to the mat. Stretch the right arm up. Lift the left hip up. Exhale, walk the left leg back. Come down onto that outer left hip bone. Your right foot is pressing into the mat. And a good way to come down here is to take that left leg back. Roll over onto your hip. You guys twist to the right. Twist to the right. Yep, that's it, Amy. And then exhale, release, and come into a lunge left side. Left leg leads, right leg behind. Press through the back heel, engage the back leg. Press the right palm, turn the left toes to the left. Come onto the outer right foot. You can stretch the top arm up, left arm up, and lift that outer right hip up as high as you can. Exhale, wiggle the back leg back. Come down onto that outer right hip. Good. Flex that back foot, guys. Flex the foot, press it down. Turn the chest to the left. Almost twist to the left. That's it. And as you're doing that, you're kind of dragging that hip behind you. Perfect. Perfect. And then exhale, release. Good. Stay seated on your mat. Stay seated on your mat. And I'm just going to use a little bit of a yoga blanket here for my bottom. And I'm going to sit at the very edge of the yoga blanket. And you can use more than one. Maybe you need more than one yoga blanket, right? And so I'm in the center of this blanket, and I'm going to take the legs wide and really press down through the heels. And I want to open the backs of the legs, the backs of the knees, and I want to bring my femur bones down. Keep your toes very, very even. I'll come into the center, and as I do that, the inner thighs go down. I'll twist the torso to the right, and I'll reach out with the left hand and grab the right foot. So the torso comes in, the left elbow bends down this direction. So, and then the nose to the right knee. Okay, so make sure, start slowly and just get the feet, the heels even, and the 10 toes up towards the ceiling, and the kneecaps look up towards the ceiling as well. The kneecaps look to the ceiling as well. And then you want to see if you can roll that inner heel in some. Now take your hands in an L shape to the very tops of your legs and roll your inner thighs down. Use your hands, don't resist. So what sometimes happens is we have that intention, but we kind of just do this. So with your hands, roll the inner thighs down, and it'll move you forward, but keep your spine long as your torso moves forward some. And then right arm outside of the right leg, left arm swinging around, and grab your right heel. Put your nose on your right knee. Keep your left elbow straight, Make that left arm very, very long. Good. Lean your torso in a little bit further, Amy, to the midline. Kelly, that's it. Kelly, yeah, stretch that left arm out really far and grab any part of the foot. And then nose to the knee or the shin bone or the ankle. That's it. Guys, take your left leg. Can you make your left leg longer? Can you make your left leg longer? And then release. Perfect. So watch. Let's see. What was I thinking? Oh, yeah. Now, I never know how to really pronounce this word correctly, but proprioception. Is that right, Diana? Proprioception, which means when I go to the right and my gaze and my face and my attention is to the right, I don't have a sense of this leg, that it's behind me. You see, because it's not in my view, it's not in my focus. So I almost have to use a sixth sense, right, to get the work here. Do you see? So using the opposite leg or using the leg that you're turned away from or the back leg requires you to get a sensation of that leg in time and space. Do you see? I think that's what it means. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Okay. So let's go the other direction. So in other words, guys, when we finally move to the left knee, do not forget about the right leg working. Okay. Hands in an L shape, and then you draw the inner thighs down. You lift the spine and you shift in forward, and then turn to the left, but don't lose your right leg. Swing that right arm around, but put some deep weight in your right heel as you stretch your right arm out to your left foot. Bend your elbow. Now you can bend that right elbow and begin to bring it straight down. Now make a lot of weight, move a lot of weight over into your right leg and your right side. So see if you can figure out without looking, what your right leg is doing, where your right toes are, where your right heel is, where your right kneecap is. See if you can figure that out as you move closer to the left knee. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then exhale, come up. Nice, guys. Very, very good. And remember to come out of this, and I didn't say it, but a good way is to hold behind the knees, you see, like this, and then stretch the legs out. And then we can just kind of wiggle the legs here for a moment. I'm going to do one more forward fold. Use your strap maybe. And this time you can sit on more than one blanket. So if you have 2 blankets available, you can use 2 blankets, and you'll want a small loop in your yoga strap. Okay, so now I've got 2 blankets and I've got a small loop in my yoga strap, right? And then y'all watch. So that loop is used if the knee is here. Another thing that we can do, or that we used to do, is even before you put your loop on, you could take that strap behind the right knee, the right thigh, you grab it with your right hand, and you do this. You rotate it down, just like that. And you could still come forward. So use the strap in one of those 2 ways, either as you bring your left leg in, left foot moves to the right, outer left knee comes down so you can kind of shift forward. Look at your left kneecap, make sure it's straight out to the top of your mat. That outer left leg is even tucked in. And then lean over to the left, bring the outer right ankle bone over. Now go where you need to go from here. So if you want to take the strap behind the right thigh, and then you'll grab with both ends and you'll externally rotate and bring that outer right knee down. You can also tie the strap underneath the left foot and on top of the right knee. If you're using the strap in your hand, really externally rotate, let your sit bones go up and you come forward. Use that kind of shifting of the pelvis that the blankets are creating. Yeah. And then come up slowly and we'll switch. Now, when we used to do this at the wall, you guys would remember the outer hips go back. So let me see if I can turn so that you could see the side body. But now it's going to be the right leg. You see how I'm not here? I need to kind of shift to the blanket. I need to shift so the bottom goes up and use the blanket to move lift the interior pelvis. And then I'll bring the left leg over. And if your knee is here, you can tie it, or you can take that loop strap, take it to the left hand, externally rotate, and let the outer knee come down, and then you continue forward. Use your props. Use your props so that your inner groin's not rolling up towards your chest, but down towards your mat. You know, and sometimes when we're not using the strap, we would even just kind of lift and press those hips back, and then you've got to come up and over. So there's still extension in that spine as you come forward. So still extension in the spine. Good, 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 good. Lisa, that's all the way in. Ah. Okay, release. Release. Perfecto, guys. Go ahead and move your props to the side. And let's try, we'll do Setu Bandha. Sarvangasana. I was going to do Ustrasana, but for Setu, use a blanket if you want. So I think I'll use one blanket underneath the head and the shoulders, and one block for my sacrum. So this is head and shoulders, right? And you can use more than one. And then when I lift up, I want to really stretch the quadriceps out towards the knee and then bring the block underneath the sacrum. And then you'll really have to really kind of work with your feet to control your knees and your hips. So you'll want your inner feet to press down into your mat, and you'll want to adjust your shin bones. So you want your shin bones still to be to move back towards your calves. Now, if you don't have one, if you don't have a block, come down as if you do. You'll lift your bottom, you can bend your elbows, and maybe you're able to get your hands underneath your sacrum, or maybe not. Maybe not. And if not, try just lifting your bottom up, lifting your hips up as high as you can, but pressing into your feet. Yeah, pressing deep into your feet. And those upper arm bones really still move away from your ears. Make sure, guys, that you're controlling the legs in this back bend so that there's not an external rotation, but an internal rotation. Few more seconds. And then you guys can go ahead and bend your knees, put your feet on the mat, lift your bottom up, and just move your block out to the side and tuck your way down one vertebra at a time onto your mat. And then I'm going to stay with my knees bent, feet on the mat. And then I'm going to swing the arms over and see if I can lift the hips as high as I can. Now I'm going to do this 4 times. And on the 5th time, I'm going to see if I can come up as high as I can and hold. So it looks like this. You see, and I want to try to really get those hips up and press the chest back. You see, so on that last time, so after my 4th time, and it's my 5th time, to press the hands and see if I can come into Setu Bandha. Okay, so start again on your mat, tuck your sacrum tailbone, use both of your feet, take your arms up over your head, lift your hips. And you can do this with an inhale and an exhale. So as you're lifting your hips, see if you can exhale the breath. And then as you're coming down, inhale. I know it sounds counterintuitive, it sounds opposite. But as you're coming up, you want to give an inhale. Good, and push with the feet. Push with the feet. That's it, guys. Very nice. Very, very nice. Use the breath. And then remember, the 5th time, you're going to come all the way into the bridge pose or Setu Bandha without the block. And you'll press into this and hold. You can even grip the outer edge of your mat. You can hold your feet or heels, or you can just press through the hands and lift higher. Good. Center of the back, middle of the back between the shoulder blades comes in. And then you guys come down and rest. That's it. Perfect. Bring the knees and legs, feet up, and take your knees to the left. And then you guys look, twist to the right. And then bring your knees up and take your knees over to the right. And you guys twist to the left. And then bring your knees back to the center one more time, or the knees to the left, and you guys twisting to the right. Now, remember, you have to lift your left shoulder blade up and take it to the left as you twist to the right. So that left shoulder blade, you want it to move away from your spine. Good. And then exhale, come up and go one more time opposite. So now the knees go over to the right and your gaze is to the left. Now, remember that right shoulder blade will need to lift up and move away from your spine. Yeah, great. Great. And then you guys can bring yourselves back to the center. Come up, and then once you get to the center, roll over to your right and come up. And your inversion, whichever inversion that you would like to do, you can do. Maybe that's legs up the wall, legs in a chair, legs along the sofa, headstand, shoulder stand, if you have enough props for shoulder stand, or dog pose. Dog pose can be considered, especially if you're not inverting, you can come into dog pose. You could even take a block for dog pose and press the forehead into the block. So your inversion, up, legs up the wall, wall L, headstand. Handstand is an option. If you're doing Shirsasana, definitely make sure to really give a good holding of the back of your head with your hands. You want to make sure your pinky fingers are grounded and your outer wrist and your elbows are grounded. This is in Shirsa. You want to make sure you've got the grounding, the base. Once you get into Shirsasana, you want to really bring the outer wrist and elbows down. Good, 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 good. You just take a few deep breaths here. Now, if you're with your forehead on the block in dog pose, stay there a few moments. See if you can relax the muscles in your face. See if you can relax your abdominals. If you're in headstand, see if you can feel more weight in the tips of your elbows. And then you guys can come down from wherever you were. If you were in headstand, you come down, keep your gaze down. You can stand up on your feet and still forward fold, or you can take child's pose. But if you were in legs up the wall or whatnot, you'd stay there for a few more seconds. Good, good, good. And then you guys can come out of your releasing pose. So if you were standing in Uttanasana, just keep your gaze down and come seated. If you were in legs up the wall or legs against the sofa or your chair, you can bend your knees in slowly and then maybe roll over to the right and come up. And then we'll come down for our last pose, which is Supta Padangusthasana. So a strap and a block, or a strap and a blanket, right? Lately, I've been using a blanket like this for that top of that right leg. So I'll come grounded, lift and tuck the sacrum, push the feet into the wall to really get the length in the buttocks. And then first leg that's going to go up is the right leg with the strap around the right heel. And then let's floint. So press through the base of your big toe joint. So if you're trying to press it up to the ceiling, draw down on your strap with both of your hands to make your outer foot, your outer heel heavy. Straighten your legs, guys. Really move your leg bones back. So you have to almost hug the muscle to the bone. And again, go to proprioception, and don't forget, don't lose complete focus on the left leg. Take your right hand up close to your right foot. Turn your right toes to the right, right knee to the right. Take your right leg out to the right. And again, really find out or see if you can figure what position that left leg is in. Is the left leg closed completely to the mat? Is the left foot working? Are the left toes extended straight up to the ceiling? Is the core engaged, right? So do that without looking at your left leg or looking at your left side, but make those adjustments there. And then very slowly keep your left leg and your left foot working. Bring your right leg up and use that left foot mostly. Use the foot and use the right hand. Then switch the hand that holds the bell. You can stretch the right arm out. You can look to the right, but I want most of your focus to be on that left leg and left foot, which is not in your vision. Not in your vision. So see if you can get the sensation, or you can understand where the left foot and the left leg is and what it is doing. And then bring the right leg back. Perfect. Bend the right knee and release the strap. And then we'll switch. So if you were using a blanket or a block, that'll go over now to your left side. And remember that when you turn the right leg, well, the left leg now out, you do this first so you get that there's an external rotation, meaning that outer hip is doing this. It's moving down away as the leg goes out. So take your left leg up and press into the base of your big toe joint, that floint, that action of pressing up and straightening the front of your left ankle. Your femur bone moves back. Good. Move your leg bones back. Engage your leg. Hug the muscle. That's it. That's it. Now check on your right leg without using the vision. You see? So proprioception, try to figure out where the right leg is and what work it is doing to assist in this stretching. So take your left leg out to the left. Remember, you turn your left toes, your left knee, and that big external rotation of the outer left hip as the left leg goes out. Now focus more on your right side. Put your attention on your right side as you take your left leg out. Again, focus on your core. Your core is going to anchor you. This Supta Padangusthasana is actually core work. So engage the side abdominal wall and bring it down. Breathe evenly and really extend out into your right arm. Left elbow bends and comes down to the mat. Now bring your leg up slowly. Switch the hand that holds the strap. Now your outer left hip moves away, but your left leg goes over to your right. Now, again, there's still a little bit of attention that we can bring to the right leg and the right foot, right? So focus on that right leg, right toe straight up, and that compacting aspect of your outer hips that's going on. So if you can keep your right toes up to the ceiling, you will internally rotate your leg bones and spread the back of your waist. Great. And then bring the leg here back to center, the left leg. And then stay grounded. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right leg up and out and like a half of a happy baby like this. And again, you can use a block or you can use a blanket. Block or blanket, right? Happy baby. So you don't want happy baby here with the knee going in. But if you guys can see, that hip does this. It goes down. It goes externally rotate. And then hold the outer right foot or even the right big toe. Or if you can't hold the foot, you can bring a strap to the foot, but really draw down with your right hand. Draw down with your right hand. And then exhale, straighten your right knee as much as you can. So start in half a happy baby on your right leg. But once more, let's get that work in the left inner and outer heel and bring the left leg down. Move the belly button to the left. And then exhale, bend the right knee and release. And if you were using a block or a blanket, it can go now to your left. Happy baby, so it comes up and rotates out. And then you can grab the outer left foot or the left big toe. And then when I go back to my right side, what I notice is that my right foot is very light. It's lost the pressing that I was focused on the other side. So really press the right foot. So if you're going to kick the wall and see how this changes your asana. See if it changes the asana. And then very slowly straighten the left knee just as much as you can. Maybe it's not going to straighten all the way, which is fine. That's fine as long as we're getting externally rotated. Good. And then exhale, release. Good, good, good. And then one more, you can move your blocks or your blankets to the side. And I'm going to come bring the feet together, knees out wide like Baddha Konasana. I grab the outer feet, and then with the exhalation, I'm going to open up the backs of the knees. So here. And you really want to draw down and lift your chest. So happy baby pose, good. Flex the toes, pull down on the outer feet, bring your kneecaps towards the mat. Press your thigh bones so that they're kind of moving up towards the ceiling and the lower back is spread. Perfect. And then exhale, release, guys. You can bring your feet down. Let's prepare for Shavasana. So if you would like to, you just extend your legs and take Shavasana on your mat, or you can move over to your right and take your legs up the wall. Maybe you want to bend the knees and put your backs of your legs in a chair or along your sofa or against the bed or anything that you want to do there. But once you do get in your Shavasana position, stretch your arms out and turn your palms up towards the ceiling. You do, as you exhale, you gently bring the side abdominal wall to the mat. Relax the muscles in your face. And as you close your eyes, you can begin to allow your eyeballs to move away from your eyelids. Relax the space between the eyebrow. The upper and the lower jawbone relaxes, and the teeth at the back of the mouth move apart slightly. center of the back of the head can spread against your mat or your blankets. Your brain should move away from the front of the skull and begin to move towards the mat. It's the same for the heart. Let the heart relax. Let it move towards your yoga mat. And then that's the same for the internal organs. They also move towards your mat. Deepen your breath and begin to move your awareness back into the room. Small movements in the fingers and in the toes. Bend the elbows. The hands can come to the belly or to the heart. Stretch the arms up and over your head for full body stretch. Bring the abdominal wall towards the mat as you reach into the fingertips. Release the arms to the side body. You can bend the knees, one knee at a time, bringing your feet to the mat. You can bring your knees into the chest and wrap the arms around the knees in any movements, side to side or front to back. And then roll to the right here and hold in a fetal position. You can use the right arm or the right hand. And then go ahead and bring yourselves up seated. Hands can come anywhere, heart center, third eye, or just resting at the legs. Take a moment in silence, honoring the self. All sensations come into consciousness through our senses, our sense receptors, and then elicit an emotional response. Thus, a painting sensed by the retina can be a visual delight. To use the ear to hear a song sung can be an auditory delight. To receive a massage can be a tactical delight. To eat a great meal can be a gastorial delight. And to feel the cool breeze on the skin on a hot day can be a thermosensory delight. Moreover, the more discriminating these senses become, the deeper is the delight that we can feel through them. Thank you guys. Namaste.